What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and we have a huge Metroid Prime 4 update for you. So if you do enjoy this, please hit the like button and subscribe for more, and we will get started very soon. But first of all, a quick update on what I've been doing lately, live streaming on my new live channel, and I'll put a link to it in the description. I've been having a great time live streaming every single weekend, and I'm doing a Metroid Prime Trilogy series live every Saturday. So for those of you watching this video and you enjoy Metroid Prime content, you will definitely want to subscribe to my live channel. And on Sundays, I'll be playing a different game. And I've already played through Crisis on the Nintendo Switch, Resident Evil 4. We're having a lot of fun on that live channel, and we're only 200 subscribers away from hitting our first goal, which is 500 subscribers, which when we do hit it, I'll be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. And then when we hit 1,000, I'll be giving away two $50 gift cards. And later on down the line, when Nintendo announces the release date and officially confirms Metroid Prime Trilogy to be remastered, I will be doing a giveaway for that game as well. Only 2 subscribers to the live channel. So I make that very clear. If you're subscribed to the live channel, you're going to be benefiting big time, especially if you're a Metroid Prime fan. I'll be doing the same thing for Metroid Prime 4. So get subscribed to that live channel so you can think of that as an extension to the main channel, which is here, where we will be focusing on standalone videos and content. So if you think of it that way, you can be subscribed to both and you can get the full breadth of content that I'm providing on YouTube for gaming. So without further delay, this update video is going to be a follow-up to that discussion I had back in February discussing that profile picture update on Twitter that Retro Studios posted of Metroid Prime 4. We had a great discussion, and I already linked that in the community post a few weeks ago. There's brand new information that came about from that post and continued on from Retro Studios that people may not have noticed. A brand new picture that was posted by Retro Studios and a brand new animation that they actually produced for Metroid Prime 4, and I think it's quite substantial information. It was revealed by Retro Studios themselves from a very unlikely source. And what I have gone in and done myself is actually use an AI upscaling program, and I have enhanced and blown up the images in higher detail with this program so we can see every fine detail from these pictures that we're going to be discussing here of Metroid Prime 4. These are screenshots and animations that they actually created for this game. Let's take a look at this and discuss what we're seeing here, and then analyze the details in comparison to the other picture that they released back in February. Retro Studios was posting an advertisement themselves on artstation.com, and it was an animated advertisement. It was almost like a extremely short, like 5-second promo trailer for what they were hiring for at Retro Studios, which of course is Metroid Prime 4. And they showed an image of Samus, the same image that they showed on their profile picture update. But what many people didn't realize is that they actually showed in the animation a brand new picture as well of another individual that may or may not be Samus Aran, that might be playing the opposite of Samus in that game. It's quite possible that Metroid Prime 4 will in fact have a villain that is the opposite of Samus again, much like how Dark Samus was in Metroid Prime 2 and 3. But quite possibly this could be Psylocke, which is that mysterious character that keeps popping up at the end of the most recent Metroid Prime games, Metroid Prime 3 and Metroid Prime Federation Force, which would mean most likely that of course the timeline of Metroid Prime 4 would be consistent with Metroid Prime 3, very close after the events of that game. Now if you look at the original promo art that was officially posted by Retro Studios on their Twitter page, it has the very familiar helmet shape, it has the very familiar shoulder shape with the points at the top, which is a very strong tell that that is the Various suit, which is basically the traditional Samus Aran power suit from the Metroid Prime series. You have all the characteristics from there. And if you look at the waistline of Samus, it's curved inward very sharply, just like how it is with her regular suit and her body type as well. So this is where it becomes very interesting when you compare this to the other screenshot of the other figure that is shown by Retro Studios. If you look at the comparison of the shape and the body type, it looks quite a bit different, especially if you look at the waistline, it's a lot wider. And if you look at the helmet, the shape of the helmet of this figure looks a lot different than the normal type of Samus helmet that she would wear with the Various suit. The shoulders are completely rounded. They don't have the same type of tips that the other suit has that was shown for Samus Aran. And not only do the arms of this figure look wider, but also the legs of this figure and how they're standing looks different than how Samus usually stands as well. In fact, it almost looks like this character is wearing a two-piece outfit where they're wearing some type of specialized pants to go along with the torso portion of their body up to the top part. It looks almost like a two-piece suit and not a one-piece suit like what Samus in the Various suit is. And the stance of how they're standing almost appears like this could be a male figure actually. But I want to make it clear that is just speculation and we don't know exactly what Sylux is. We haven't seen their face. It could be male or female, we just don't know. But it would make sense that if they were a male, since Samus is a female, to be that type of character in this game, but we'll have to wait and see. But it is very interesting that quite possibly this might be Sylux if we're thinking about the grand story of things and how the character would fit in Metroid Prime 4. Because if you remember Metroid Prime 3 and Metroid Prime Federation Force and even Metroid Prime Hunters, Sylux has always been interested in following Samus, and it did look like in Metroid Prime Federation Force that Sylux was extremely interested in Metroids and using them at the end of that game, since he did steal one and possibly doing some type of experiments on it and wanting to harness their power for themselves. So it would make sense, if true that this is Sylux, that Sylux would be using similar type of technology that Samus would be using to have the power of her Various suit, for example. Sylux may have found a way to replicate certain aspects of Samus's Various suit for themselves to use in their fight against Samus, which is what we're assuming is that this character's ultimate main goal would be in Metroid Prime 4, to take the power away from Samus to gain it all for themselves, for whatever goals they have in mind for their main plot in this story for this game. But this mysterious figure does not look like Samus Aran. It looks like somebody who's trying to be similar to Samus, maybe taking some of their abilities and using it for themselves. It has all the telltale signs that we've been discussing here for the past few years about Sylux and their goal in Metroid Prime 4. And then if you combine that with going back to the other picture that Retro Studios posted, something very interesting about that original picture is that the shadow that is casted by Samus is definitely not the shadow that Samus would be casting, because the arm placement is switched as far as what the arms are doing in the shadow. The shadow that is being casted by Samus's arm cannon is basically a hand, and the shadow that is being casted by Samus's arm, the left arm, is what looks like the arm cannon on the shadow. Now if you of course flip this upside down and see the shadow right side up, the shadow does in fact match the form of the other picture that was posted by Retro Studios, the other unknown character, which is what we're assuming could be Sylux. So this is extremely interesting if you look at this and really think about what Retro Studios is doing here and what they're teasing. This shadow and this new picture that was discovered of this character is looking very likely that Retro Studios is teasing this very dark character that's going to be the opposite or villain of Samus in this game. And I don't think it's going to be Dark Samus due to this information that we're seeing here with this new picture of this other character that doesn't look quite like Samus. It has many similar but different attributes of Samus Aran. So this is really exciting to think about. I'm really curious to know what your guys' opinions are in the comment section. So please definitely let me know what you think this is, and all the similarities and differences here that we noticed with the new picture and of course the original picture that Retro Studios posted. Please let me know what you think about it. But I really like what Retro Studios is doing here with the teasing of Metroid Prime 4. It's extremely subtle, but it does a very, very good job here from what we discovered. And if you put the pieces together here, like what we're doing here in this video, the overarching plan of what Retro Studios might be trying to do here with Metroid Prime 4 is becoming more clear as we move forward. And since they're doing this now, the timing is getting very close to that E3 summer timeframe, where we could be seeing the very first teaser trailer officially by Retro Studios and Nintendo for Metroid Prime 4, and no doubt most likely we're finally going to be seeing Metroid Prime Trilogy remastered or re-released around the same time as that announcement. So things are starting to heat up with Metroid Prime 4 information. We're seeing it right here, and with the big success of Metroid Dread that just took place a few months ago, no doubt Nintendo's going to continue to push the Metroid name. Metroid Prime 4 and Metroid Prime Trilogy are the next big heavy hitters on that list for Metroid. So let's keep watching closely what happens next, because it does appear that this is only the beginning.